What is going on, everyone? My name is Under the Radar, and welcome to the PPL. This is week 2. We are going up against Dave Shaver. He thinks he can beat me. He's probably the hallucinator for that. But I'm really excited to face Dave. I absolutely love the dude to death. Last time we battled, I don't think we had a fair battle, honestly. But overall, I'm really excited for this team. If you don't know what I'm bringing, I'll go over a quick rundown of the team. I'm bringing a Life Orb Kabutops. I'm bringing a Modest AV Torn. I'm bringing a Spadef Togetic with Baton Pass to put a lot of pressure on Mega Venusaur. Bringing a Fizz Def Miltank with EQ to pressure his Tyrantrum and Excadrill from being able to set up on me. I'm bringing a Chewy Scarf Celebi with Trick in case he brings Florges. And then I'm also bringing an Adamant Max Attack Mega Scizor with Aerial Ace. So just specifically for the Mega Venusaur. But we put this off long enough. Let's go ahead and get in to the game. Okay. He doesn't bring Excadrill or Tyrantrum. Are you shitting me? Okay. I do see Electros, however, Stealth Rocks are still very important to this game, mainly for that Greninja. So I'm still going to lead off with my Miltank. I can live any hit realistically that the Electros wants to go for. And I need to get at my rocks. I need to force the Torkoal to spin. I'm actually relieved and shitting myself about not seeing Tyrantrum or Excadrill. That's just, oh, picture. Just in time. Okay. So, if I had to guess what his lead is going to be, I'm probably going to guess it's going to be Electros. He prepped a lot for Kingdra. I can see that right off the bat because he has Mega Venusaur, which can wall it pretty well. He also has Florges, which can handle it pretty decently if I'm not physical, or Dragon Dance. And then he has Electros, which can handle it if it's not physical. Yeah, I think he prepped a lot for Kingdra. Like, a whole lot. He doesn't really have the best answers to Modest Torn because it outspeeds everything aside from Greninja and Scarfed Meloetta. He leads off with the Florges. That's actually really good for me. So I can do a couple of different things right here. I'm going to set up my rocks. If he goes for Calm Mind, I'm going into Celebi and I'm tricking it. Don't really care what happens. I can trigger a Choice Scarf and I can beat it. I'm going to set up my rocks first. I need it. If he goes for Calm Mind, it's not a big deal. It really isn't. Because I have Mega Scizor, which can do a metric shit ton to it. Celebi can really threaten it with Trick, forcing it into Wish or something like that. But Celebi's going to be a pretty big win con this game. Because Giga Drain plus Psychic actually do a decent chunk to the majority of his team. The only thing it doesn't really hurt overall is Florges. Kind of doesn't hurt Meloetta too badly, but... So let's see. He goes for Moonblast. Kind of want to see how much damage this is going to do. Didn't do a whole lot. Excuse me. So, Florges versus Miltank. It's saying it should do about 39% minimum. So I'm actually going to switch out here because I don't think I can stay in. I need to keep this. What do I need to keep this thing around for, though? Like, it would be a really good extra check to Greninja. That's what that would do. He definitely has Hidden Power Fire. I think if I go into my Torn right here, it's my best play. Simply because I'm able to live a hit pretty decently. I'm able to go for Sludge Wave. Able to get off a lot of damage. And I have 46 seconds, so I'm not really too pressed for thinking right now. But I think going into Torn is my best play. Might force an Electros to take the Stealth Rocks plus the extra hits of damage, which means my Kabutops can clean it up late game. So I definitely think that Tornadus is my overall best play. So he has Wish. If I can figure out his 4 moves, that would be really awesome. Because if I can figure out that he actually doesn't have, like, Toxic or whatever, that'd be pretty cool. I think what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to Sludge Wave. Put a little bit of pressure on this thing. Force it to Witch back up, get up to a good amount of health. If he goes into his Electros, he's going to be taking the Stealth Rocks plus the Sludge Wave. I can U-turn out, and I can go into something to pressure his Venusaur to come in, so I can start whittling down the team. My whole goal for this entire game really is to get enough pressure in on whatever he has in to force him to switch out, and I switch out myself. That's what my goal is, to put a lot of things in range of Celebi or Kabutops, because Kabutops does a lot of work to this team. Life Orb Aqua Jet just does a lot. He stayed in, that's really good for me. So I'm going to see if he goes for another Moonblast. I'm going to get to see. That did about 45%. And that Moonblast does a little bit under a quarter. It did 50 points of damage about. Versus Nadis. Let's see how much it should have done. So Dave did about what it's supposed to do. So he's physically defensive, I think, and looking like he got a little bit of a high roll on that Moonblast. It's looking like he got a little bit of a high roll. So I'm going to actually go for Sludge Wave again. So that way, if he wants to try to pass it into his Electros, this thing is still weakened to about half, and that means that my Kabutops can 2-hit KO it pretty easily. So I think he's going to stand and go for a Wish right here. If I could snag a Poison, it's Sludge Wave, so it doesn't poison that often, but still. And I do snag the Poison. I called it, so it's not hacks, I guess. Right? So, and I think he's in range. So what I'm actually going to do here is I kind of want to calc Air Slash. Air Slash does a significantly less. If he goes into his Electros. Goes to Electros is going to be taking 12 plus 22% minimum. So that'd be pretty good. I kind of have to click Sludge Wave, realistically, which kind of sort of sucks. I don't like being forced to click moves, but I have to right here. He's going to withdraw. He's going into his Electros right here, which is actually pretty good for me because I'm still going to get drop the mic. He went into Meloetta. Okay. That's not the worst thing that could have happened. So now his Meloetta is back up to full. So now, I kind of want to see what this form of Meloetta can do to me to Ice Punch. Choice Scarf. So let's say he's Adamant, or, well, we'll go Naive. So he's not boosting in any nature with Psyshock plus Ice Punch. Because if he stays in this form, I want to make sure I can take a Psyshock guaranteed. It does 56% maximum if he's max special attack with a Choice Scarf. And Ice Punch does about the same, so that means he would have to transform to be able to KO me. So I think it's pretty safe for me to just go for a U-turn right here. I'll get off about 33% on this Meloetta, and that'll put it in range of a lot of things. And then I'll know if he's Scarfed, and I can deal with it from there. So I think that is my overall best play. Is clicking U-turn right here. Can't KO me with anything. Thunderbolt, Psyshock, doesn't really matter. He's not Scarfed, which is really good for me. Which means I actually think that he's the Relic Song set. I'm back into full with my Torn, which is awesome. If he's the Relic Song set, I have to go into my Togekiss right here. If he goes for the Relic Song, Thunderbolt. Okay, I'm specially defensive. Let's see how much this does. Does less than half. Is he Life Orbed? No, I think he's Expert Belt. So what I actually want to do right here is I kind of want to click Baton Pass. I could click Roost to Scout, I would get back up to about where I am now. He goes into his Mega Venusaur, I can let him get off the Mega Evolution, and that would be actually really good for me. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to Roost right here. Knowing that he's not the Relic Song set kind of makes it a lot easier for me to deal with, because that means now I don't have to worry about him outspeeding my Torn, because I'm modest. I don't have to worry about him outspeeding me at all, so I can freely spam U-turn or Air Slash against it, and that makes me feel pretty good. I wonder how many things on his team have HP Fire. He did bring the Torkoal. I didn't even really think about that being a really good Mega Scizor check. How much does Torkoal take from an Aerial Ace? How much does it take? Torkoal. Defensive. That's obviously going to be defensive just for Mega Sizz. 21% max. He did switch out. Hopefully he goes into his Mega Venu right here. That's his Mega Venu. Carson. That's the main reason why I kind of wanted to Roost up. So now I'm at full, so I can switch into the Electros again no matter what. I can switch into the Meloetta again. I can switch into this thing and not really feel too bad about it. But now I'm going to go right into my Torn. I think that's my overall best play, because I can take Sludge Bombs. If he goes for Sleep Powder, that's going to be a little bit less than ideal. However, I do have ways around that I'm not super worried about, because realistically, Torn isn't my only way to deal with the Mega Venusaur. It's just there, and I can kind of sort of switch in and stall out Sleep Turns pretty easily. Plus, it's like, I think Sleep Powder is like, what, 75% accuracy? Okay, so he Megas. Knockoff, he's going to knock off my AV. That kind of sucks. He gets to crit on the knockoff, which is whatever, but knocking off my AV kind of sort of sucks. Now I can't take hits from the Greninja. However, that kind of sort of means that his move pool is a little bit limited. What I mean by that is, so now let's say he has knockoff Giga Drain Sledge Bomb for dual stab, because he needs to be able to hit things like what's it called? My Kabutops. So that means his last move is Synthesis, which means he might not have HP Fire, or he could forego Sludge Bomb to hit my Togetic, which, okay, that's fine. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Air Slash to get off a lot of damage on this thing. I don't really care what he goes into. If he goes into his Electros, more damage off on it, and that's awesome for me. If he goes into his Florges, he's pretty much sacking it off, so he's going to withdraw. Let's see what he goes into. Let the bodies hit the Florges. So, this Air Slash plus Rocks plus Poison should be enough to KO. And the Poison. Florges goes down, so that's a kill for Torn. I should probably write this down, but I can just watch the video. I don't really care. So, kill for Torn. He's probably going to go into his Electros right here. If he does, I'm going to U-turn. If he goes into his Greninja, I'm going to click the X button. Realistically, that's the only way I can beat it. He's going to have a hard time taking down Miltank. He really is. Reason being, because of Thick Fat that forces Greninja to spam Scald and Dark Pulse, and it really doesn't want to take Body Slams and risk being parried. Electros, unless it has Drain Punch, but I'm physically defensive, so I can still take that pretty decently, and if he does, Tung Fu. Greninja. No! The X button. It's looking so nice right now. So I know I'm not going to stay in, but I kind of want to see how much an Ice Beam is going to do. Tornadus. Torncito. Greninja. Ow, my feelings. That's with Protean though. Can't have that. 73 to 86 if he's Timid Life Orb without my Assault Vest. So late game, I have to keep that in mind. But right now, I have to go into my... Togetic. Because Ice Beam does not 2-hit KO me. Because he has to be timid. So I have to go into my Togetic right here, take the hit. It'll force him to switch out. I can Baton Pass. Nice beam. Unless he's like Specs, which I don't think he is. Yeah, that did approximately 0. 161 down to 113. How much did that do? Togetic. Polyolk. Down to 113. Yeah, that did 30%. So he's not even... So he's not Life Orb. That's kind of sort of good to know. He's going to be hitting a whole lot weaker. So I think what I have to do right here is I have to Baton Pass. Basically, I have to. He can't stay in and risk a Dazzling Gleam. He's going to go into his Mega Venu right here, I'm pretty sure, and I can Baton Pass, and I can get into my Mega Sizz. I can kill it with 2 Aerial Aces. I can force in his Torkoal to take some hits. I can do a lot of stuff like that, because Mega Venu, unless he is offensive, which I don't think he is, judging by the fact that he has a knockoff, that means I could just go right back into Torn. Decisions. I think going into Torn might be the better play. Meloetta isn't super scary because I still have things that outspeed it and can hit it pretty hard with U-turns. I also have Bullet Punch from my Mega Sizz, which does a lot. Mega Sizz just does a lot of damage this game. And I should be able to outspeed his defensive Mega Venusaur with my Mega Sizz because I have a lot of speed investment. Let's see what he goes into. He's probably going in, he's probably calcing his Electros too. The Itcha, that's the Electros. This is the one thing I'm scared of the most on the entire team. So. I think now I have to go into my Torn, click U-turn, force him to go for like a Volt Switch or something and go into my Miltank. I think that's probably my only situation that I can do right here. I could go into my Mega Sizz and get off my Mega Evolution, however, I don't want to risk him being randomly like Scarfed or fast or whatever. So I think going into my Torn, getting off the U-turn damage, and going into my Miltank or going back into... Yeah, I think going into Miltank is the best play. Here's my Torn. Let's see how much damage this... I already know I should do about 20% to this thing. If he's like max HP. Yeah, it does 15 to 18%. Volt Switch does not kill me from this range, actually. That's pretty cool. He brought a lot of knockoff users. Brought what, 4 of them? 3 of them? Yeah, 3 of them. I'm going to click U-turn, get off the damage I need to. Go into my Miltank. It's probably the most expendable member at this point in time. I can live any hit, bar like a Choice Specs Thunderbolt. Probably should have seen what HP it was at, but I can check it when I switched in. Him not getting up rocks early on in the game is really helping me out because it means I can switch a whole lot more freely. More freely, more freer, more... I can switch free. Yep, free switches. U-turn. See how much damage this does. That did a whole lot more than 15%. So he's not max HP, I don't think. I think he has some speed investment. So I'm going to go into my Miltank right here. Hold on. Summary. 132 of 201. I'm going to take a second because I have 89 seconds to do this. Miltank. At 132 of 201. I'm at 65%. Thunderbolt does 57 max if he's Assault Vest. So if he's not Assault Vest and he has like a boosting item of some sort, he will kill me. If he's Assault Vest, he will not. But I think he's going to go for a Volt Switch right here. Coil. Okay, that's a little bit scary. But he's not AV. He's not AV. So I have to play risky right here. I have to go into my my Celebi, and I have to trick him. I have to. I have no choice right now. He can coil up on this thing for free, and he knows it. Drain Punch. This is going to do close to 0 to Celebi. And I have to trick him right here. So he has Coil, Drain Punch. The only way this would be bad is if he switches out right here, but if he switches out, that means I can pressure him a whole lot harder with other things before he gets a chance to set back up. I have to trick. I might have made it a little too obvious. I don't care. There we go. Let's see what he's tricked into. Hopefully he went for Coil again. I obtained a Lumberry. He went for Knockoff, so he just knocked off my Lumberry, which is fine. And now he is locked into Knockoff. Okay. So I handled that. I don't want to say I handled it well, but I handled it better than what was expected. Because he's at +1 attack. I think I have to U-turn right here, and I have to go into my Togetic, get my Violite knocked off. How much does a +1 attack knockoff do? +1. Knockoff to my Tornadus. With no item. 39 to 46, so I can switch in, I can take the hit, and I can U-turn back out and still be pretty decent. So I'm going to click U-turn right here. I still need this thing to handle the Mega Veneer, so I have to keep it around. Click U-turn. Okay. So I know he's locked in a knockoff. How much does it do to my Miltank? $28 to 34. That's with him knocking off my leftovers. So I should be able to stall him out a little bit. And that's me not risking any more HP on my Torn, me risking him not critting me. I'm going to knock off my leftovers. I can Milk Drink up right here. That did 0. Okay. Now I handled it the proper way, I think. I think I'm going to Body Slam and then Milk Drink. Because right now, without my leftovers, this knockoff is doing close to nothing. 19 to 23%. So I can take one now and I can Body Slam and get off some more damage. He's going to withdraw. Perfect. Perfect. That was a really big thing. Drop the mic. That is the Meloetta. Going to take rocks. How well are you going to take this Body Slam? That did a decent amount. And I get the Para. Okay. So while, yes, that sucks, that's why I run Body Slam. I feel bad that I've gotten a Poison and a Body Slam. However, there's a part of me that, I don't want to say I don't feel bad because I do, but so Psychic does 50 some odd percent to 60 some odd percent if he's Timid Choice Scarf, which he's not Choice Scarf, so he might be Expert Belt. How much does Focus Blast do? He's also not Life Orb. 107, so I can't stay in, but I can still use this thing to handle the Electros pretty well. I think I have to go back. I don't want to go into my Togekiss because I need to keep that thing around for the Greninja. Since it's not Life Orb, it's not going to be wearing itself down. I don't have as many answers to it as I did before, so I cannot go into that. So I think what I might have to do here is I might have to risk my Miltank and I might have to go for another Body Slam. I can't risk losing my Togetic. That's my main way of handling the Greninja now that I had to give away my Choice Scarf. But I have to go for Body Slam. He's going to withdraw. What is he going into? LL Cool J. Okay, this is actually not super bad. This is not super bad. Body Slam, I kind of want to see how much damage this does. Does it? And I get another Para. Come on, I don't want that. He's Rocky Helmet, so come on. 26 out of 185 is what my Celebi's at. I don't want that Para on that Torkoal. Like, come on. I'm at 14%. I can live in a Stealth Rocks entry, and I can Giga Drain the Electros and get some health back and things of that nature. So I can still use it and be okay. And I can still use it to get off a lot of damage on this thing. So I'm going to Milk Drink up right here and let him set up his rocks. That Greninja is going to be a big problem late game. I'm going to Milk Drink up right here. I don't want that Para. Like, I don't think you guys realize. I hacked Shroom out to death last season. Like, so badly that I feel bad to this day. And he gets paralyzed. Come on. No. Okay. I'm going to click Earthquake. I don't want these hacks. Come on. That Greninja is still going to put a massive amount of pressure on my team, but still, like, I don't want these hacks. Earthquake is a 2-hit KO. He goes for a Will-O-Wisp. Ooh. Okay. Okay. That's actually not the worst thing that could have happened. He has to Rapid Spin away these rocks at this point in time, otherwise he's screwed. And everything else is going to be taking more damage. I have to click EQ. He can go into his Venu. I kind of want to see if he has Rest. He gets paralyzed. Come on. Oh my god. I'm gonna Earthquake again. That sucks. Like, I don't want that. Going for the Earthquake again. And the Torkoal is down, so rocks are here to stay. And that's a kill for Miltank. So now I'm at a little bit of a predicament. Depending on what he goes into. If he goes into his Electros, I'm probably going to switch out. The problem is into what? I cannot believe I got those hacks on that Torkoal. On the Meloetta, I don't feel as bad because, you know, Body Slam 1 Para, it's not the worst thing in the world. But against that Torkoal too. Okay, so this thing came in. I'm going to sack this thing off. I don't have good switch-ins to this thing, and I don't want to switch. I don't want to switch into this thing. So it's not Life Orb. Not Protean. How much does Scald do? 38 to 46, and I'm at 88 of 121. That's 43%, so I have a chance to live this Scald, actually. Dark Pulse? What about Dark Pulse? Same thing. So, I have to stay in right here, and I'm going to click Body Slam and get off some more damage on this thing. I have no other choice. If he turns out I get off a Body Slam on something else, he goes for the Scald. Can I live this? I don't. Okay. But that's not the end of the world, because what I can do here is go into my Torn. I can live an Ice Beam because he's not anything. Super, super weird. And at this point in time, I think my Torn actually might just win me the game. I can live in Ice Beam. And Grass Knot, I think, does more than Air Slash. Versus this thing. Tornadus. Yep. And Grass Knot does 60 to 71. Air Slash does 56 to 66. I think Air Slash is my better play. Because what does more to Electros? If he's max HP Electros without an Assault Vest. Grass Knot does more to Electros. I have to go for Grass Knot right here. He's going to withdraw. Hopefully he goes into his Electros, and I'll be able to see how much damage it'll do to it. The Itcha. It'll take rocks. It's below 50%. Let's see if this is a 2-hit KO. Ooh, that's close. I can't risk that. I cannot risk that. So he has Coil, Knock Off, Drain Punch. Can he outspeed me with a Choice Scarf? Say he's Jolly. 112 times 1.5, that's another 60 something on it. He can outspeed me if he's max speed Jolly with this Choice Scarf. I don't think he is. I don't think he's that. But I cannot risk it. This is rough. This is really rough. 43 seconds. What can I do? If I go into my Celebi, I'm going to struggle a little bit more than Mega Vino. However, I still have Air Slash, Aerial Ace, Stone Edge. I have a lot of ways to deal with it. I think going into my Celebi and sacking off Celebi is the best play. Celebi did kind of save the game, because if I didn't have Trick on it and I didn't bring it and I relied on something else to kill this thing, or to cripple it, I wouldn't have won. Like, he would have just 6-0'd me with it. He went for Thunder Punch. That's actually pretty good. That's pretty good. Because now I think I get to go into my Mega Sizz, and how long can I take a Thunder Punch? Scizor. Lars. Punch. 33 to 40. Nice. And U-turn just decimates its life. I think that's the better play. Going to my Mega Sizz and clicking U-turn. Because if he does want to save this thing around to threaten out my Togetic still, because that thing is going to be a massive problem for his team right now, he's going to switch into his Mega Venusaur. Or he stays in and hurts me with a Thunder Punch, and I just do a lot of damage, and I kill off his Electros. As of right now, though, I think I'm looking pretty good in this game. I think I'm looking pretty good. Those hacks against the Torkoal sucked. But everything else I think I handled pretty decently. The crit knockoff against my Torn, I think I handled that with... I don't think I got too ruffled by it. Okay, let's see what he's going to do. If he goes into his Mega Venu right here, that would actually be ideal. Because I'd be able to go into my Torrent right now with an Air Slash. And then whatever came in would also die. He's going to stay in, so I kind of want to see if he is faster, if he's like a minus speed nature. Nope, he outspeeds me. And that does about what it said it would do. So that makes me feel pretty good. And I still have this thing around, and the Electros goes down, by the way. And I still have this thing around, so now my best play is going into my Torn, because his switch-ins to it are 0 right now. 2-hit KOs the Mega Venu. KOs the Meloetta. Might actually be AV Meloetta, now that I'm thinking about it. I didn't even really think about that. Greninja hits that very hard because it's taken 3 Stealth Rock hits, and he can't KO me with an Ice Beam. And Kabutops isn't even really touching the field. Okay. So let's see what he goes into. If he goes into his Meloetta, I'm going to U-turn. And I'm probably going to go back into my Mega Sizz. I think that would probably be the best play. Hopefully I don't miss an Air Slash. That would suck. Actually, if I keep this thing healthy, I could go into my Togetic and roost back up and get back up to full. That could be a play I do. And then I could slow Baton Pass into my Mega Sizz and get off an Aerial Ace on that thing and weaken the Mega Venusaur, and then win with Torn. I think that's what I'm going to do. If he goes into Meloetta, I'm going to U-turn into my Togetic. I'm going to roost up as he either sacks it off or goes into his Venusaur. And then after that, I'm going to slow Baton Pass into my Mega Sizz so I don't have to take an HP Fire. And I can Aerial Ace it and do a lot of damage to it. Because there's no way he's Speedy Venusaur, judging by this team. I really don't think he's offensive. Carson, that's the Mega Venusaur. Okay. It's pretty good. I'm going to Air Slash right here, I think. Actually, I'm going to U-turn. Here's why. I do not want this thing weakened. I do not want to have to rely on only Togetic for the Greninja. If I U-turn it here, I'll get off some pretty good damage. I can go into my Mega Sizz, because he's not going for HP Fire right here. He's probably going for either Sludge Bomb or Knockoff. And then I can Aerial Ace it. I can figure out its speed stat and things of that nature. So I'm going to U-turn. That is my best play. Because he's really going to try to weaken this thing that did close to 0. However, that guarantees that he is in range of multiple other hits. I'm going into my Mega Sizz right here. He's not clicking HP Fire. He's not doing it right now. Sludge Bomb, there we go. Now I'm clicking Aerial Ace. And depending on his investment, depends on whether or not I kill him. I do outspeed, and down goes the Mega Venusaur. That's what I get, the crit. Come on! Did that crit matter? Like, I'll have to ask him. I'm max attack adamant. Like, come on. Versus a Mega Venusaur. He was defensive for the most part. Aerial Ace is 48 to 56 if he's like just a little bit of defensive investment. So the crit did matter. I would have lost my Mega Sizz right here. However, for differential's sake, I think I have to go into my Togetic and I have to try to preserve differential. I think I have to. And I don't want to do that to Shroom. Like, I feel bad about me even wanting to do that to Shroom, but realistically, I have to. And I'm sorry, Shroom. Went for Hidden Power Fire. And now I click Dazzling Gleam. That crit on that Mega Venusaur really sucked. It really, really sucked. He's going to withdraw. Let's see if he goes into his Meloetta. See if he can take 2 of these. I don't think it can. Is he Scarfed Greninja? Is he Scarfed Greninja? I'm going to click Dazzling Gleam again. See if it kills this. And it does. So that's a kill for Togetic. That's pretty cool. Man. This is a very bittersweet victory, honestly. Because the way I look at it, I hack Shroom a lot this game. Yeah, I feel like he's Scarfed. But I hacked Shroom a lot this game, and I feel really bad about it because I like Shroom as a person. And that's the 4-0 victory. Very, very bittersweet. I'm sorry about all the hacks, Shroom. I really, truly am. Crit on Mega Venusaur, I think, was probably the biggest one. I really think that was probably the biggest problem of them all. I'm going to save the game. But that's Pokemon, I guess. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure you go over to Shroom's channel. He's an absolutely fantastic dude. I love the dude to death. I hope to meet him IRL someday. So with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.